What is up, you guys? It's Frank the Tank, and welcome to week number 14 of League. I forgot to let you guys, know ahead of time about this week because it's actually a bye week this week. For those of you who are wondering, what is a bye? Well, in bowling, a bye round or bye week is basically when you have no opponent to face for that week. Yeah, it's just you and your teammates all trying to work together to beat the team average. I believe that's how it works. I love the buy round simply because there is no opponent and you get done early. For me personally, I like to get things done early because this place where I bowl, it's nowhere near my house. It's like a 35 to 40 minute drive from my house. League over there starts at 7 p.m. and then somewhere between 9:30 and 10:15 is when you start wrapping up the third game and packing up and leaving. 10:30 at the latest is like when the last team would probably leave, but usually everybody's done by 10. We got league started at 7 p.m. and two of our teammates didn't show up, so it was literally me and my other teammate. It was just the two of us, and we got those 3 games done quick. We started at 7 p.m. and we got done by like, I don't know, almost 9. An hour, almost 2 hours, I think, that we got that done. And it was funny because on our way out, some of the other bowlers were like, "You guys are done already? Jesus!" Yeah, it was only 2 of us, and we had the bye round. So yeah, that's literally what you guys are going to be looking at. Even though it's no different from any other video, you guys won't notice it. Obviously, with the bye round, we want to take advantage of that because we have no opponent, and we get to, we don't have to wait forever between shots. Anyway, yeah, that is that. And next week there is no bowling because obviously Friday, I bowl every Friday for League, and this coming Friday it lands on the 23rd. So there will be no bowling because of Christmas and all that stuff. And yeah. The good thing is that I still have that one video of me participating in that 8 game tournament where I actually was bowling on a sport shot. So I still have to put that together and show that to you guys. So I guess I'll just put that in place of the week that I'm not bowling. So yeah, that's all I really got to tell you. Oh yeah, and I forgot to upload I forgot to actually put together and edit the because I did say some time ago that I had like a video of all the Bilmo balls. I was like, it was just a little short video of me giving my thoughts on it and showing a couple shots of each ball. I forgot to do that, and I still haven't done it. I'm just procrastinating so hard right now. I'll try to get it done. Maybe I'll release that this coming week since there is no league. So I'll probably try to release that, finish that and release it, and then along with that other tournament video that I got going on. And also I'll probably try to get back into the PBA Pro Bowling game. I'm not sure about it yet because, I've been very, very busy. So I barely even have had time to do this, but I'll try to make time. So that's all I got to say on this. So let's just roll the clip. Alright, you guys, here we go. Week number 14, the bye round. I'm going to tell you straight up. This first game was so embarrassing that I didn't even want to show you it, but I'm gonna because I have nothing to hide. So, let me give you a little bit of a small background into this. In the 10 minutes of practice, I tested what I had, and I don't know why I decided to do this. You see, you know how they say the first reaction, the first thought, the first response that you have is usually the correct one? Well, this is definitely proof of that because My very first thought was to just, since there is no one on the pair apart from me and my other teammate, since there was no one on the pair, we weren't bowling against anyone. My first primary thought was to pick up the pitch black and just use it all night. But then I thought to myself, this other part in my mind just told me, no, don't do that, do this. And that other thought that took over ended up being this. So I took the hustle wrap, used it on the right lane, and the RST X3 on the left lane. What a stupid idea, and you're gonna see why. So here we are on the right lane with the hustle wrap to begin. So I sent that one a bit slow up the lane. I thought I'd gotten it to the right a bit early, but it actually looks just fine. I didn't know it at the time, but you know, and I should have looked up at the monitor because I don't think I realized it till later. But yeah, I gave that ball a little bit too much time to hook, and that ended up happening. Alright, so here we go now on the left lane with frame 2 using the RST X3. And I did use the hustle wrap and RST X3 in practice just to see what would happen. And they both had a really good look, and I think that's what might have prompted this idea that I should just keep the urethane out and try these two bowling balls. And because they were giving me very good looks in the 10 minutes of practice, I couldn't decide which one to use. So I thought, okay, I'll use one, this ball here and this ball there. And looking back at it, that was really not a good idea because, you know, it is a house shot, obviously. I mean, I don't even know that lane topography at this point is an excuse because, you know, not every lane is going to deteriorate the same way. But, yeah, that was the idea that I decided to go with, and I regret that idea big time. So yeah, that shot on the left lane with the RSTX3, I didn't get it right enough. I could tell by the way it was, because I'm not sure if you guys can really see this like I do, but you see this board right here, this big darker colored board. That right there is, I want to say the 7 and the 8, because I know the 9 is right next to the 10, so that's got to be the 7 and 8. I could see that I only just got on top of it down here, or over here. So that means that I didn't get it right enough. And the obvious, the thing that makes it more obvious is the fact that I went high and I left the 4. So I usually use that to help me figure out whether the shot was good or not, whether I was on target or not. But here we go now on the right lane again with the hustle wrap. See, that one I didn't get it right. I got it on top of that 7-8 board. I should have gotten it more right down lane. See, the key is when I get it down there, I want it to be like on the 6 board, the 6 or the 5. So this collage of bad shots led me to make a switcheroo. I took the hustle wrap, moved it to the left lane, and the RSTX3 on the right lane. You see what I mean? I'm just coming up with stupid ideas at this point, and it's costing me dearly. But there I went. I got it more to the right. Better, but as you can see, the ball just kind of like stopped. It didn't continue. What do we call that? I think we want to call that hook stop, because you can see it just abruptly stopped and then hit the pocket, left me a 10 pin, and I guess that obviously has to do with how I let it go. So here we go with the switch. Now we're using the RSTX3 on the right lane, and this is such a terrible start to game 1. Not one strike, 3 spares in the open, I think is what we got right now. And look at that. See what I mean? On the I got that one on the 8-7 board, all the way down. That was way too obvious for me. Like, I knew it. Like, I could see it. It was on it, like halfway down the lane it got onto that 8-7 board, and I knew that thing's gonna go left and it's gonna go through the nose or probably Brooklyn. Just a terrible shot. And then this one right here. I got it more towards the 3, and I chopped on it. Good Lord. I should have gone with my primary thought. You just pick up the pitch black. And you're going to see why, like, in the next couple games. So I fell off on that one. Again, right onto that, kind of like more on the 8 board. And good God. Bad shot after bad shot after bad shot. Couldn't even get that one right. Fell off on it, and how about another open? So here I go giving the RSCX3 another shot, hoping to God that I get it right this time. And I didn't. I knew it. I knew it after it passed the arrows that, oh, that's going left again. I don't know what the heck was up with me, but I do know one thing that contributes to this, apart from everything else that I know that was going on with me on this night. But part of what contributed to this was the fact that I did not touch a bowling ball for a week. And usually I go to practice once, maybe twice a week before league. I didn't practice at all. I just wasn't motivated to go to the lanes and practice. This is probably the laziest I've been in a long time. So after all of that, I decided that I had wasted enough frames, and I decided to pick up the pitch black. And I told myself I'm not going back to anything else. I'm just going to use this for the rest of the night, and that is that. That one was definitely on the 9 board all the way down, and we have the 3-6-10 to deal with yet again. Luckily I did a better job of it this time. Alright, so now we got the pitch black on the right lane. How do we do? Even better. See that? Now we're back on track. Finally a strike after what? 8 frames? Jesus. So this entire first game, I didn't even bother to look up at the scoreboard because I felt like this game was going to be below 150. I actually thought that. But when I looked up at the score after the 10th frame, I thought, hey, that's not as low as I thought it was going to be. But here I go. 10th frame now. And that was very lucky because that was the same shot that I took with the pitch black on this left lane. And as you saw, I left the 3-6-10 the last time, but that one just held all the way to the pocket. So the second shot in the 10th, trying to get that one more right. Better. But I didn't do it the right way yet again. I only got it maybe like a board to the right of that previous shot. And it makes sense that that happened. Because remember, technically what I'm really trying to achieve here is getting the ball over here to the friction so the ball will curve the right way. Doing what I just did, it's just going to like stay in the oil and just hardly even move. So we managed to finish off that game with 167, which technically is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought literally that game that I put up was so bad that I thought it was under 150. But when I looked up and saw what had happened, I was like, oh, 167? That's actually not as bad as I thought it was. But I knew I needed to really make up a lot of make up for in this game for what I did in that first game. But I had my game plan, sticking with the pitch black, and that was the shot I was looking for. Still standing on the, lining up on the same board, no changes whatsoever. And I knew for a fact that I was not going to have to make any changes now that I was on this pitch black. I was not going to have to move any boards, nothing, because it's just me and my teammate on the pair. No one's with us. It was only 2 more games left. There was no need for any changes. Just had to keep on doing that. Well, not necessarily that strike that you saw. That was a light hit. That was lucky. The way I let that one go, I could tell the release was a bit off. But you guys know what I'm saying. Better. I didn't get it to the right like I wanted it to. Again, I got that ball hovering over that 7-8 board, but you know, it all worked out and the strike was really convincing in the end. So here we go. I believe we're already on 3 in a row. Back on the right, trying to get a ham bone. That's the good one. That is the good one. This is fantastic, honestly. We're already making up for what was lost in the first game. Can we keep it going? Not bad. Not bad at all. 5 in a row. And I do gotta say, you know, that the fact that I did not have to wait several minutes in between shots, I literally was just going back and forth, that was helping a lot too. Because it wasn't like messing with my flow. But that shot, man. I didn't know what happened there. I felt like I got it like way too far to the right or something. I don't know. I mean, I honestly couldn't really, in that moment I couldn't tell what happened, and even looking at it now, I don't know, maybe one of you could figure that one out. But yeah, the streak ends at 5, but still, we've already made up big time for what was lost in that first game. And I only just clipped those two. I was thinking that I'd lost that one. So how do we recover after that 8 spare in the 6th? That's how we recover, and we only just got that 10 out. So clearly I am having a problem with this left lane. Like, it's me. Like, I don't know why I'm having a problem being able to execute the right shot on this left lane. Because I notice that on this right lane, I'm getting it where I want to on the edge over here to get the ball to come back the way I want to. But over here, I just keep getting that ball hovering over this 7-8 board, like, and that's not what I should be doing. I'm lucky that the ball is even, you know, working in the end and making up for that crappiness that I'm pulling off right here. It should technically be like here and then making that slow arc to the pocket, not over this 7-8. So honestly, the luck is on my side here. And then I did the same thing on this right lane, right over that 7-8, which is what I shouldn't be doing. To be honest, I'm actually quite surprised that that ball is even curving. I feel like doing what I'm doing it shouldn't be. That was a little better. And we're en route to a 278. And if that's not enough, the season high score right now in this league is 265. I don't know who has it, but oh man, that was a close call. I thought that I'd got that one left, and it wasn't going to hold, but it did. I got lucky there, but yeah. The season high right now is 265, and no, actually no, it's 267. And whoever has the second highest score, I don't know what it is, but I do know that the third highest score is 265. So I literally have the chance to take that from all of them. But I have to get this strike right here. Hold it, and of course. Of freaking course. Yeah, so clearly that one had to be with how that. The reason for that had to be because of how I probably let the ball go. That is so unfortunate. Out of all the times this had to happen, it had to be now. And because of this, I can only go for 265 with that 7-pin. And that means that I probably don't even get into the season high scores with this. So we end game 2 with the 265. Still really, really good. Big improvement over the first game, but man, that hurts. That really hurts. Clearly, the bowling gods did not want me to take the season high score, at least not yet. But you know what? We made up some serious ground. We covered a lot of ground with that one. And now we have the chance to... I've made it easy on myself to get 600 series, at least, with that 265. But here we go. Plan remains the same. Pitch black, lined up on 12. And that shot was terrible. See, that shot right there, that's what I expected to see. That's what I expected to happen. Because of all those shots where I have the ball going over this 7-8 and staying there, instead of getting it over to the friction like I should, like over here and then curving in. But there we go. It finally happened. I'm surprised that it took that long. Yeah, unfortunately, I got that one. I set that ball up to just... You could actually probably see it. Actually, let's take a look. Yeah, see, I set it to go down like that instead of straight up the boards. So I kind of knew off my hand that that was going to happen, but I was just praying for a miracle. But it didn't happen. All right, so here we are back on the left after that open in the first. See, that's kind of what I was looking for, but the problem was I got it all wrong right there. You could clearly see too much to the right and too early too. But at this point I was playing it safe. I did not want to pick up my spare ball to try to spare these things. I knew I needed to save the series after that 167. All right, after a 9 spare in the second, we're back on the right. There we go. Now we're back in it. All right, after a strike in the third, can we keep the string going? That was too early to the right. You could clearly see it. Let's actually see that. Got it right here. So I kind of expected for that to happen. All right, so going into the fourth frame, we don't have a terrible start, but we don't have a great one either. Pretty average start. Open, spare, strike, and spare into. That was good form. That was nice. And that was a great shot right there. Finally, a decent one. All right, so now that we found a strike, can we keep it going? Hopped up on it, and that was so lucky. I mean, look at that. Right there. That's early to the right in my, like, for me personally, like anywhere here, that's early to the right. I need to get it more down there to the right, if you know what I mean. Otherwise, things like that will happen, but that was so fortunate. Look at that. High hit, luckily something tripped the floor. So the string of strikes stays alive, but can I continue to keep it alive? That's a good one. Very good one, but I hopped up like that because I saw that 10 and I'm thinking, oh, another close call. I mean, at this point, I'm just like, execute the best shots that you can and hope that the pins are on your side. They were on my side on this left lane as I went high and tripped the 4. Pretty good. Yeah, see, again, I thought that was going to go high, but it was actually a pretty good hit. All right, so we're on a ham bone. So after that ham bone, I was a little bit relieved. I was a little more relaxed because I realized I definitely saved this one. That's definitely another 200 game in the cards. And that one right there just went in for a light hit. And I do believe it's because of how I let the ball go and how far down I got it to the right. I'm telling you, you got to time this stuff perfectly. And I will admit that I was feeling a little bit of doubt within myself to pick this up. And even though I fell off, I got it where I wanted it to. And I was indeed a lot more relaxed now. Yeah, I knew that with that 9th frame, that 9th spare that I had in there, I now had 188. So whatever I got here, that definitely guaranteed a 200 game. So I was safe. I knew that I'd salvaged whatever I messed up on in the first. And yeah, I messed up there. Ball went high. And left the 4. But I didn't care because that was another 200 game, and I was like, I'm done with this, it's all good. I saved the series. And then, of course, you know me trying to play it safe. Hooking at it. And then we move on with our last shot of the third game, 10th frame. There we go. There we go. I even knew it too, like that's the one. So a very good 217 game. We saved the series after that first game. And I thank God that I didn't let that get to me because usually when I play the bad game, that one bad game that I play, it usually does affect me later on and I end up suffering in the rest of it. But I'm glad that I didn't realize that I needed to pick up the pitch black too late. I'm glad that I realized that I needed to pick it up like in the last half of that first game. If I'd have like realized it way later, this series would have been far lower. But at the same time, I am very disappointed in myself because I tried to use the hustle wrap and the RSTX X3. And if I'd have just gone with my primary thought, using the pitch black for all 3 games, this series probably would have been 680 or higher. All right, so let's take a look at the summary for week number 14. So as we all saw that embarrassing first game with those terrible choices that I made, and they came back to bite me as I got 167, but we made up for it with game 2, 265, and then game 3 at 217, and that made up for a total of 649, up from last week's total being 565. And the series required to raise my average was 605, so I definitely surpassed that. And the pin total after week 14 is now 8,402. After 42 games played, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally got into the 200 average. Finally, thank Christ. After last week's average being 198, so we definitely needed that. And I'm glad that I did not think about that at all. What I needed, because if I'd have done the math, I probably would have gotten nervous and it would have affected me, and I probably wouldn't have been able to pull this off. So I'm glad that I wasn't thinking about any of this at all. Hell, I didn't even think about what I needed to get 700 series, because I knew after the 265 game, I didn't do the math at all. But after the whole night was over, I did do the math, and after the second game with the 265, I saw that I needed like a 268 if I wanted to achieve 700. And yeah, I didn't know that when I was out there because I tried to stay focused on my game. But as you can see now, the 265 that we got here is now our new highest game, and the 685 series from week 11 continues to be the high series. So we're in the 200 average now. We're officially there, finally, after trying for so long. Jesus, this is embarrassing. But the question is, how long can we keep it? Can we keep it going up, or was it just a one-time thing? We're going to find out not next week, because we're, due to Christmas, there will be no bowling. So we'll have to wait for another 2 weeks. But like I said, I do have like 2 videos saved up, and I'll try to get those finished, and I'll upload those in place so that way I won't leave you guys hanging with nothing. So, yeah, that's week number 14. I'm Frank the Tank. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you with League in 2 weeks. Peace.